Hello and welcome back to another Walking Dead video, and today we'll be talking about the Walking Dead Summit / the Rick and Michonne show, and the recent news that this is only going to be a one and done season. This is not a 2 or 3 season show like a lot of people hoped. This has been confirmed to just be a mini-series, 6 episodes, finish off the story of Rick and Michonne, and that is it. And that's really sad because it looks like we're not going to get those big reunions that everyone wants. A lot of people really wanted Morgan to be in the show somehow, maybe in a season 2, to get that reunion with Rick, but it looks like that's not going to happen. And with season 1 almost finished, or should I say, the entire project is almost finished filming already, and no sight of Lenny James, it looks like there is going to be no reunions for Rick at all. This is just going to be about Michonne and Rick connecting and reuniting, and that is really it. But the main thing I want to talk about this video is that apparently the final episode of this mini-series is going to be really tear-jerking. It's going to make a lot of people cry, and they're like even going, oh, the people who don't cry at The Walking Dead are going to watch this and they're going to crack and cry. And this tells me one of two things. One, somebody's going to die, and this might annoy a lot of people, but I think it's going to be, if someone's going to die, it's going to be Rick, not Michonne. Or two, we're going to get some sort of reunion, but it's not going to be with Rick and main characters. It would be with Rick and smaller characters like Judith and RJ. And those characters are really the only ones that I think can easily be a little cameo at the end. It makes sense to have a happy ending for Rick and Michonne, and this is the happiest you can get, them reuniting with their kids. And you can easily recast Judith and RJ because we don't know when in the timeline this show takes place. It could take place years after the end of The Walking Dead, so you can recast Judith and RJ, you don't have to worry about bringing back the original actors, film a little scene, and then just add it to the end and be like, they lived happily ever after, and maybe that's why they're saying people will be crying. And we know a little few things about this. We know that the Commonwealth set hasn't been removed, so they could easily fly to Georgia and film it, or more likely they are probably going to film in New Jersey in an enclosed area and say that was the Commonwealth. So it does really open itself up for a happy ending and a good way to finish off Rick's story. However, I'm personally leaning more towards Rick dies than Rick gets a happy ending, just because there's always that little wiggle room with people being like, we want more Rick, we want more Rick. And even if people saying he had a happy ending, he got his family, people be like, we want more Rick in these spin-offs. And I definitely think Andrew Lincoln wants to be done with the show. He wants to die. I definitely think Andrew Lincoln would be pushing to be like, just make it a one and done and kill me off. And with the news being like, you're going to cry in the final episode, it definitely makes me feel like they're not going to be happy cries of Rick finally meeting his son and reuniting with Judith. They're going to be sad cries with the death of Rick. And I definitely think if you want this to be the final time we see Rick, that is really the only option you could do. You're not going to give him a happy ending just because people will always be greedy and want more. And Rick actually dies in the comics, so maybe they will try and adapt Rick's death somewhat. I know they kind of adapted it in the show with Judith being shot, but maybe they will adapt Rick actually dying in this show, because Rick was never meant to survive. It's not about this generation, it's about the next generation in the Walking Dead universe. So, good way to end the show, end this saga of the Walking Dead, finish off Rick, have Michonne carry on his legacy or something like that, or kill them both. But I definitely think Rick will die more than Michonne, and Michonne will go back to the family. I definitely think that is what's going to happen. And maybe she'll go back with this legend of how Rick saved the world. He stopped the CRM. And I definitely think if he died, it would be for a sacrifice. It's not going to be some stupid death. Rick will die, sacrifice himself, and would maybe have these really high stakes. The CRM about to, let's say, take the Commonwealth or something like that, or finds out where Alexandria is, and Rick sacrifices himself to protect them, so Michonne can go back and tell everyone what a hero he is. But remember, this is just my personal opinion on what this little rumor is. I just read it as, we're going to cry because Rick is going to die. There is the option to be like, we're going to cry because it's going to be a happy ending, but it feels more sad than happy. Maybe you'll read it differently, so please tell me down below, what is your understanding of these little rumors, and what are your thoughts? Do you agree with me that, is this true? Is Rick gonna die? Or do you think it'll be something else? How do you think the Walking Dead Summit will end? I'll let you know your thoughts and opinions and anything down below. But that is it for me today, so make sure to like and subscribe to keep updated with all things Walking Dead. And make sure to check out more Walking Dead videos, because you'll find some guys you like guaranteed. So goodbye, peace out, and I'll talk to you in my next video.